everyone. Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all well. So, are you ready for today's lecture? Okay, let's start. So, today we are going to start lecture number 8 of chapter number 5. And in just I want to say you one thing that whenever you see the video, if possible, then you see from the YouTube channel at that time, please start your caption mode so you can easily read what I actually speak. If any words you can't properly heard or listen, then you can read in caption. So whenever you see the video in YouTube, then please start a caption mode so it is very easy and useful for you for better understanding and also see the video. Okay, so in our last 6 lecture we done almost chapter 5th, and I think in today's lecture we done all the chapter of chapter 5th. So first we revise the chapter 5th, lecture number 1 to 6, and then we'll start the today's new topic. So are you ready now? Okay, come to the page number, just a minute. Chapter 5th, page number 44. So in lecture number 1 we studied about the sole proprietorship. Then in lecture number 2 we studied the HUF and a partnership characteristics. Then in lecture number 3, advantage and limitations of partnership firm. Then in lecture number 4, types of partner. Then in lecture number 5, types of partnership firm. And in lecture number 6, we studied some revisions and then partnership firm registration in detail. And now in today's lecture we're doing a partnership deed. So before the start partnership deed, we're doing some revision of other topics, first one, that is the sole proprietorship. So what is a sole proprietorship, students? I think you all remember, na? What is a sole proprietorship? So a sole proprietorship is such a firm in which a single person manage, handle and owned by only a one person. That is called sole proprietorship. In sole proprietorship, only a one person invests the capital and start and develop the business and also managed by him or herself. So in that type of business, capital is limited, so establishment is very easy. Then mostly administration power is handed over to the single that person. But if any one person doing a business or manage a business, then some limitations are also there, like capital less than sorry, just a minute. Then possibility of wrong decision, because no one other person guide to him. That's why sometimes wrong decisions may be taken, or lack of advantage of large scale business. So in sole proprietorship, so many advantages as well as disadvantages. Then we did HUF, Hindu Undivided Family. So in HUF, mostly this type of business is in according to Hindu law, this type of business is inheritable. That is called Hindu Undivided Family, and in short name it is called a HUF. And head of the family, a person who is a head of a family administer the whole the business, and he is called Karta. if a senior most person does not want to run business, then any other then administration of that business pass to a other next eldest person of the family. And in this type of business, membership is whereby from the bond, because in this type of firm no one any other requirements for get membership. So by birth he or she get membership right in business. So then partnership. In this chapter main topic is that partnership. No, sole proprietorship and HUF is also important, but the partnership is a little much long, I mean to say lengthy topic, and little more important than sole proprietorship and HUF. So what is partnership? When two or more person start a business with together, then that is called partnership. When a two or more person, hello, when two or more person uh, start a business and have agreed to share the profit of business, and for that person they're together and start up run a business, then that is called the partnership. And according to Indian Partnership Act 1932, so partnership is a relation between such a person who have agreed to share the profit of business which is run by all or by one person on behalf of all. That is called partnership. Partnership. And in common parlance, we can say that a partnership like a business system in which the ownership of the business remain with more than one person. In the same way, the business is managed by all or anyone or behalf of all partners. So thus, the result of that business are borne by all the partners, whereas profit or loss. And first point is there ki why partnership came into existence. What is the reason for that? So the main reason is that he removed the limitations of the sole proprietorship. Partnership came into existence only because of we can remove the limitations of the sole proprietorship, like the huge capital, efficiency, administrative power, and risk bearing capacity. Because in sole proprietorship, limited capital, then efficient administration is not that much because only one person can manage the business, and also risk bearing capacity is more on single person. So partnership form remove these all types of limitations. 10 characteristics of partnership firm. So relations by agreement, registrations, number of person, purpose, main profit motive purpose, then management, unlimited liabilities. These all are the characteristics. Then advantages. So many advantages are there, and also much limitations also are there. Like easy and less expensive process, efficient management, increase in goodwill, more capital, proper decision, flexibility, decentralization of economic power, and etc. Where a limit we talk about the limitations. So limited capital, unlimited liability, possibility of disagreement, because in sole proprietorship only one person doing a business and also manage a business. So in that type of business, possibility of disagreement is not exist, because only one person decide and implement. But in partnership from two or more person partner and handle the business, so everyone has a different opinions and thinking. So in partnership form, possibility of disagreement is deal. So then short lifespan, delay in decision making, etc. are the limitations of the partnership firm. I think my speed is little much more compared to other videos, because this is the revision. When I'll reach to the particular topic of today's lecture, my speed will decrease. Don't worry. Then types of partner. So active partner, sleeping partner, active partner, partner who is take a part in a daily work of management, then that is called active partner. Then a sleeping partner, a partner who become a partner by deed but only for the loss or profit and not take an active part in management, then he or she is called sleeping or dormant partner. Then nominal partner, partner in profit, minor partner. And then types of partnership firm according to time limit, according to liability, according to registration. So according to time limit, there are three: partnership at will, term partnership firm, and partners firm for a specific work. So partnership at will, that means whenever a partner decide and want to dissolve the partnership, at that time they can dissolve the partnership firm. Then the second is the term partnership firm. So when partnership start, at that time in partnership date, a particular time period is decided the partnership for the 2 years or 3 years. So after completion of that 2 to 3 years, partnership will automatically dissolve. But if partners want to extend the time limit, then they can extend the limit with the consent of all the partners. Then a partners form for the specific work. For example, any partnership firm made for a special purpose like a construction of building. So after completion that construction, partnership dissolve. Then a partnership firm with the limited liability and with the unlimited liability. In a type like limited liability, a partner have a limited liability to to only for that shares or fix in a deed. But one partner has an unlimited liability. And in a second type partnership firm with unlimited liability, all the partner have has unlimited liability. Then unlimited liability, that means for the making payment of the liability of a firm, a partner have to sell on properties also. If assets of the liability is less than the if asset of the firm less than the liability of firm, at that time partner have to sell personal property and make the payment of a firm. Then according to registration, so registered and unregistered. Registered is advisable and recommendable, not compulsory, it's optional, but advisable is registered. Then detail included in registration form. If a partnership firm is registered, then for that registration some little process is given here, and some important details included in the registration form, like a name and address of the firm, branches of the firm, name, address and telephone number of partners, date of admission of each partner, etc. Then advantages of registration of firm. And now finally we start today's new topic. See students, we have done 13-minute revision of full chapter. I hope you all understood, and I hope you all remember all the things which we done in this chapter. So now we start the current topic, partnership deed. So what is partnership deed? So partnership is a relationship originating from the partnership deed, one kind of agreement between all the partners for a start a business. This deed or agreement can be in written form or oral, but the written agreement is advisable or preferable. So which type of information included in partnership deed? The first one is the name and address of the firm. Second, name, address, age, type and telephone numbers of partner, like a name of partner, address of, age, and which type of partners, like a nominal, active, dormant, that is also mentioned in partnership deed. Then purpose and types of business of firm. Then date of establishment and duration of firm. If a partnership at will or a partnership for a term, then establishment date and duration of that firm is also mentioned in partnership deed. Then detail of partners' capital and interest on capital if to be mentioned. That means how much capital bring by partners, that is mentioned in partnership deed. And also if interest on capital is payable in future, then also the rate of interest is mentioned. Then partners borrowing, and if rate of interest is not mentioned in partnership deed, so they cannot pay the interest on capital to the partners. Then partners borrowing, like drawings, interest on borrowing and the limits. Then rate of interest on loan given by the partners. Then ratio of profit and loss distribution, old ratio, new ratio. Then distribution of work among the partners. Then detail of salary, commission or other facilities for partner. See students, nothing that much explanation in this point. So we just read it and little explanation I'll provide. In provision for accounting and bookkeeping of partnership firm. Then a provision of power for opening bank account and for banking transaction. And the method of valuation of goodwill, provision of intermediary for solution of dispute and difference of opinion, then signing the authority of various documents, then provision for admission of new partner and retirement of old partner. Then rights and duties of partners. Every partner has the same right, but sometimes it has a different rights and different duties. So that is also mentioned is partnership deed. And also the provision for admission of new partner. He when in future when need a new partner in a firm, so at that time how to admit that a new partner, so that for that the provision and procedures also mentioned in our partnership deed. And also the provisions for the retirement of old partners. Then signing authority for various documents, sometimes any one person authorized on behalf of all other partners for the signing the documents, or compulsory all the partners have to sign, so that is mentioned in partnership deed. Then a provision for admission of a minor partner. Sometimes it should be happen like in a future when any one partner will die, so at that time his child, boy or girl, make a partner. If even if he or she is a minor still, and after becoming a major, that child decide he continuing as a partner or not. But minor partner have no has not liability of the firm, only share in profit. So he is a beneficiary partner in a partnership firm. Or some other benefits also available for the minor partner, which all are mentioned in partnership deed. So provision for settlement of account at the time dissolution of the firm. So students, see students, these all types of information given in partnership deed, because in future if any dispute arise, so this deed is being a proof for that, and easily that dispute solving. So here we done the partnership deed. So the above details can be shown in a written partnership deed. In case the absence of partnership deed, the partnership act comes into the force automatically. So partnership deed is a compulsory for the partnership firm. And if not a partnership deed in any partnership, then partnership act come into the force automatically. So suppose ABC a partnership firm, and in that firm there is no partnership deed, so all the provisions, rules and regulations of partnership act laid down that partnership firm. So here we done that topic, and next topic, difference between the sole proprietorship and partnership firm, will study in next lecture. So here we complete today's lecture. Goodbye everyone.